It's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. In today's video we got a comparison video for you. You'll see behind me two snowblowers and they're vastly different looking. This is called a hybrid style inverted and this is the classic style inverted. So we're going to go through the pros and cons of each and why you would choose one over the other and see where we end up. So stick with us. Okay, so right off the bat, somebody's going to say, well, you have a Normand here and a Kubota. You're not comparing apples to apples, and that's not what I'm talking about or anything. It's the standard inverted styling to the new hybrid styling and what's the pros and cons to each. Whenever you get into the classic styling, the great part of it is it still lets you have that loader on the front and be able to face forward about 75% of the time and not have to crank on your looking backwards all the time on being difficult on your neck. It doesn't matter which company you go with, there's always going to be some cons to the inverted. Well, some people will say, oh, you know, driving through the snow first kind of sucks. Realistically, these things are always built heavy enough to drop right down and cut in. They're not going to ride up or sit on top like you may see on regular backups or front snowblowers. Some of the cons you're going to run into, and there's two major ones that get fixed in the hybrids, but to point them out is whenever you lift up an inverted styling is the buildup of snow underneath. There's still going to be a pile of snow under there, and that goes for whether you have a front snowblower or rear snowblower as well, is there's always going to be a pile of snow, and that's because the fan is behind the auger, so there can be that buildup of snow from the auger trying to force snow into that fan. So again, with that styling, going to have a buildup of snow. Then after that is visibility. You can say, oh, you know, I have an open station like we have here and I can see that back corner. Yes, you sort of can. You can't see it clearly and you're not really 100% sure where you are in relation to something. So if you have a garage door, you're going to be 6-8 inches away from it, and then after that you will see that, well, from here back it's not going to be clearing that snow. So all of a sudden you got that 2.5 feet of uncleared snow. Again, which you still run into whether it's a front snowboard or rear snowboard, but that was some of the major cons of an inverted blower, were those two big issues. And you got to love it is, well, people reinvented it and fixed it and got rid of those cons. So now let's talk about that hybrid and what they did to fix those cons. So how did they fix and invert it, improve upon it, and make it the cream of the crop in this hybrid system? To start off with is how do they fix the visibility wise of it? You can see they're always going to be sloped back here, as well as got rid of all that bracketry. Whenever you cut down on that corner, that is where you're blowing snow. You can always see that back corner now. Yes, Kubota has stuck these little markers here to make it even easier, but you're always going to know where that back corner is, and where you drop it is where it's going to blow snow. There isn't that extra 1.5 feet of bracketry like you saw on the standard inverteds. It is right there, and that is where your auger is. And then on the second part of that is, how did they improve the snow? Like, how do they make it more efficient that whenever I lift it, there's not going to be any residual snow? It's because the fan is now in front of the auger. It is under here, like in this area here. So again, now you have the auger here throwing snow, kind of gathering it up and throwing it into it. So whenever you lift it, there is nothing there. It just extremely efficient, just works. After that, one other thing that has also been improved is the maintenance end of things, ease of access to the fan. So if you did ever run into a blockage or some issues, you're always going to see like one to three handles back here or knobs, something in there, clasps, that'll open that up and you can see right in there. And that was a huge improvement too. Not that it was overly difficult, but you were either shutting off your blower, which you should always do whenever you're working back here, and going down the chute, or trying to reach in here on the inverted. So now, same idea, but with that fan positioning, is you can't really access it from the front anymore, so it's really easy to open this up and get into it. So that way, and the shear bolts are kind of in the same position as before, but usually you'll always see them under cover out front and stuff. So small improvements made a big difference. And now we're going to go demonstrate it to you so you can see what we're talking about for your own eyes and to why you may want to upgrade to a hybrid snowblower. So recommendation number one, after you've upgraded to your hybrid blower, is get a cab. It's cold out here. I'm tired of getting covered in snow. But as you can tell from the comparison there, is you can see how efficient the hybrids are. You can see why that's where the industry is going. Inverteds had their place. They're still a little bit cheaper, and that's why you still see them out there. But at the end of the day, they are old technology. That's the way things are going. You could see whenever how close you could get to the equipment, to the septic tanks, to the septic tank in this case. You know, it was visibly different how close you could get, and that adds up over time, whether you're doing commercial or not, and just a lot less shoveling kind of idea. And then you could really see a difference whenever you lifted it. That was a very fair comparison of pulling it back and then lifting up. So you could see that one had virtually nothing under it, the other one had a lot, a good pile there that you would have to move after or figure out different ways of going about it so that it didn't leave that kind of snow. So I am frozen to the bone. It's been a long day of moving snow. So if you enjoyed today's video or have any questions or concerns, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Thank you.